Hi guys, Michael here. So I seem to be saying that a lot just lately, doing a lot of opinions, but if something is big enough, I know you're going to ask me anyway, I may as well do it. So I'm going to get onto this. I'm going to try and make it as short as possible, but I've got quite a bit to say, but I'll try and make it short. So it's about, you probably heard about it now. I did a recording in the morning that I was going to post tonight, but then I saw that Logan Paul, because it's about Logan Paul, had done an apology video on his channel. So I went to have a look at that and decided I was going to rephrase things and etc. So let's get into it quickly, as quick as I can. So Logan Paul is being his usual disrespectful self in another country. And before anybody tells me he don't do that, think of Italy. Don't jump in the river. He jumped in the river. Don't fly your drone near the Colosseum. There's a sign saying it. So he flies his drone near the Colosseum. He has no clue how to be respectful in other countries. So he's in Japan, being disrespectful as usual, and he decides that him and his crew are going to go in a place called the Suicide Forest. It's a place that's near Mount Fuji, and it's very dense, and people go in there as like they die and go back to the earth, because it's not easy to find bodies in there, because it's a very thick, dense and large forest. So people go in there to die, to kill themselves. And unfortunately, Japan's got a very big suicide rate. So like hundreds of people die a year in suicide forests. So there is a good chance that if you walk through, you could find a body. So whether this was a real body or not, I don't know, but I'm gonna go from the premise that it is, and I'll cover if it wasn't a little bit later. So he's walking into the suicide forest, and in the distance they see a body hanging from a tree. Not like high up, like his feet were like probably a couple of inches off the floor, but you don't need to be 20 foot up in air. All you need is an inch. If you're off the floor by an inch and there's a rope round your neck, you're going to still die. It's just going to be really bad. So he sees this body, and now when that happened, because I did get to see the video. I didn't see the video he did, but I saw a re-uploaded one. And when I saw that, I thought, okay, you've seen a body, cut the video, get the police, and then tell everybody later what happened. Carry on, like all of a sudden, video comes back on, you sit on a sofa, and you just say, look guys, we saw a body, we went to police, this happened, and fill people in. No problem. He's going to do that, surely. But he didn't. No. He decided he'd go to the body and have a look, because that's what everybody does when they see a dead body. They run over to take a look. No, they don't. And that's why I said earlier to a friend when I was talking about this to them, he's a sociopath. Sociopaths have well, I think he is. I mean, I've got no proof of that, but I think he is. Because they have no empathy, and trust me, he had no empathy. He was looking at this body, there wasn't one bit of... It was almost like there was a excitement bubbling under the surface it was trying to keep down. You could see it. It was almost fidgety. It was so you could see that his mind was seeing the views and the way the people would look at this and the content it'd give. You could see it, and you could see it almost boiling just under the surface, and it was kind of fidgeting with excitement. But he kept it down, I admit, and he looked at the camera to start with, even though he'd already been an idiot and gone to the body, which he shouldn't have done. He did at least look at the camera and say, look, suicide's never a good thing, don't do it. This isn't the answer. If you feel like you're contemplating suicide, find some help, find your number, go and see somebody, go and get help. All that stuff, and that's good. That's all good stuff. But then, instead of just leaving it at that, calling the police and then cutting the video and moving on, no. Instead, one of his crew who was with him said something along the lines of, I don't feel well, because he's looking at this body. And he looked straight at them and said, why, you never stood next to a dead body before? Then there were a pause, and you heard this person say no, and there were a pause of about 2 or 3 seconds, and then he laughed. And started laughing. Now, he says that he does that when he feels out of his depth, when he feels uncomfortable. It's his response. Okay, I'm not going to knock you for that. People have different responses. That's fine. I believe that. It can happen. But if you hadn't been videoing it anyway, it wouldn't matter. If you would have been respectful enough to cut the camera off in the first place, then if you laugh when you're uncomfortable, you could giggle your ass off if you need to. But you didn't. You recorded it. And that was the wrong thing to do. Because that put you in a no-win situation instantly. There was nothing you could do to make that better. Oh, you blurred the face out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If this had been someone you cared about, and somebody ran up and shot and they killed themselves or committed suicide, and you ran up and they ran up and shoved a camera in the face and said, "Don't worry, we'll blur it out," would that be enough for you? No, of course it wouldn't. It wouldn't be enough for your fans either, or anybody. You know, if you've got somebody you love and they kill themselves, and somebody runs up in a stupid hat, you know, shoves a camera in the face and starts taking a close up of the body, and then goes, "Well, it's all right, we're going to blur out the face." You wouldn't care. You wouldn't care. That person who died had probably had a family. Good chance they had parents, siblings, maybe even kids, and they've got to see, and you know, their relative in whatever way it is, or friend or whatever. They've got to see Logan Paul using that for a cheap prop for his video. It's disgusting. You know, people can argue all they want and say, well, he blurred out the face, well, he did this, well, he did that, well, he didn't monetize, well, they shouldn't have done it. There should have been no body on the video. There should have been no dead body on the video. And then, to make it worse, and this is what made it worse, you then take a picture of yourself with the body in the background as a thumbnail for your video. Don't tell me that you're feeling empathy and respect for this body when you're using it as a thumbnail for a video. It's disgusting. And this is why I say, I honestly think he's a sociopath. He has no empathy. There is no empathy in the guy. This wasn't sadness in him. You could see there wasn't sadness. He was excited. There was under the surface, there was this bubbling excitement, just thinking of it all, of what this meant, this content it was going to give. And it was scary to see. I mean, also, sociopaths also good at manipulation. Well, he manipulates his fans all the time. And before his fans say to me, "No, he don't," look at his apology video. He already's done it. He said to you, at one point he said, "I want to ask my fans not to protect me. I don't deserve protecting." There you go. Manipulation. Absolute control of you all. Because he knows that you're a young audience. I'm not saying that as a disrespectful. I know a lot of people say about who has got kids as audience. He's got a very young audience. Right? I'm just stating the fact. And children are easy to manipulate. Young people are easy to manipulate. If you tell them, I mean, some of these kids almost think will almost think of Logan as like a family member, or even like him more than their own family in some cases. But he knows that. So he'll tell you, "Don't protect me," knowing very well you're going to protect him. You're already protecting him when he didn't say sorry. So when he says sorry, looks at camera and tells you he deserves to be punished, then of course you're going to protect him, because that's what you do. So he made you protect him even more. It's a manipulation. The point is that either way, he should not have recorded it. Now let's quickly visit the fact of, well, what if it were fake? Well, if it was a fake, then he's still a sick and twisted idiot, because then he's in a suicide forest using the topic of suicide and death, using a mannequin for a dead body prop, and then using that as content for a video, setting it all up as content and dressing it all up as content for a video, which is, trust me, very, very sick. That's a very, very sick person that does that. So I'm actually hoping it isn't a fake. Because if it's a fake, it shows me to be even more sick and twisted than even I thought he were. Because anybody who goes in a suicide forest and says, "I know, let's hang a fake body up and then pretend to find it," you are a twisted person. very, very twisted. Although, if you are the sociopath I think you are, then that's actually understandable, because you have absolutely no empathy for anybody, whether they're dead or alive. You just care about the views, the merch, selling your merch, and things like that. And that's it. So, there's much more to say. You know, his apology video, I'll link it in the description if you want to see it. He actually, and the reason, right, here's the reason I don't trust his apology video. Because you shouldn't need 2 attempts to apologise. He apologised with a statement, and I think it was on Twitter, where he said things like, I don't need views. I get views. Every day I do a little 15-minute TV episode. You know, I've been doing it for 460 days now. This is someone who's patting himself on the back and trying to work out, as if he's trying to work out, why are these people coming at me? Why are these people having a go at me? What did I ever do to them? You could see he couldn't understand it. And he was patting himself back, telling everybody what he does do and why he's so committed. You shouldn't need 2 goes at an apology. If you don't know how to apologise, there's something wrong. Even with all the hate, his first statement was just, had no real remorse in it whatsoever. He was too busy telling people how good a guy he were. So then he did a second video that he did on YouTube. So I have trouble believing it, because you should not need a second chance to apologise for the first time. It's silly. I don't doubt. Let me just say one other thing. I want to go on about YouTube. And I don't care if YouTube hear this and don't like it. I'm being honest. You know, it just is what it is. YouTube disgusts me. I've been really disappointed in YouTube for this. I mean, I know they've done some twisted stuff in past, but they just twisted. I mean, this is a guy, they've got community guidelines in terms of service. You are not, one of the things you cannot do is put in graphic content. That means things like dead bodies and things like that. This is something that is bad enough to get you a strike on your channel. Right? So Logan Paul uploads a video where he's doing a close-up of a body. What do you think YouTube did? Did they take down the video? No. Logan Paul did. They didn't tell him to take down the video. They didn't take down the video for him. Logan Paul took down the video. After he'd got enough hate, he'd put it up for about a day. So, you know, after he got enough hate for it, he took it down. But YouTube didn't tell him to. Did they punish him? Well, no. They put him on the trending page. Yes, he got to his video was number 10 on trending. Now, what you need to know is YouTube pick what videos go on trending. It's not done as a vote system. It's YouTube pick what goes on trending. So they picked his video of a dead body to put on their trending page. Tell me how that works. And what makes it worse is he deleted his video. Some people, because as you know, what goes on the internet stays on the internet. Some people re-uploaded it. Some of them, not all of them I don't think, but some of them got their re-upload of the video taken down and by YouTube, and they were hit with a strike on their channel, a full strike on their channel for graphic content. So the person who originally even filmed it and put it up got on trending, YouTube put on trending, but anybody else who did it, they got a strike on their channel. How is that for complete twistedness? How is that for being completely idiotic and pathetic? YouTube, you are pathetic for that. You trended a video with a body in it, and then you strike other channels who put the same video up that you rewarded. You rewarded it by putting it on trending, and then you punish others who upload it. How thick are you? Do you not see the hypocrisy there? That you allowed the main video, the original video, to be uploaded and left it on and rewarded it with on trending, and yet you punish others. You are twisted. But of course they're not Logan Paul, so you know only Logan and Jake Paul get away with that. Everybody else has to be punished. You know, if you're them two, you get away with anything because you make the money. So you make the money, so they'll let you do anything you want. It's just, although, let me just say this real quick. I've also seen that people were saying that Logan Paul should die. and that he should lose his YouTube channel. I don't agree on either. Nobody should be wished to be dead. Unless it's somebody really, really evil, like some of the dictators we've known in the past, or terrorists and things like that. Yeah, you might wish them dead and they probably deserve it. But not a YouTuber who did something stupid. And he did do something stupid. So I totally don't agree with the fact that people were saying you should die. And I don't agree with the fact that he should lose his channel. I think he should be punished. I think they should come with a way to punish him. But I certainly don't think he should lose his channel from this. Maybe put him as an adult channel. Not an adult channel as in set, but like in the adult section so that most kids can't watch it, you know, if they've got parents that care. But, you know, something like that to slow it down a bit and make him see that he's got to think about things. And then, you know, if he keeps his nose clean, let him back on normal after a couple of months or something and carry on. But something needs doing. It's not good. It's not good. But before, you know, all I'm asking is, I mean, people will probably dislike this. Please feel free. It's the thumbs down button if you don't like it and you don't like what I'm saying. I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit. You're not going to change my opinion. And if you're trying to tell me I can't have an opinion, then, well, you can, kiss my, you can guess. I don't care. You can have your opinion. I'll have my opinion. You can have your opinion in my comments. I'll have my opinion on here. That's it. So you can protect him all you want. You can be as delusional as you want. You can let his sociopathic ways into you and manipulate you and control you however you want to. That's up to you. But, all I'm asking is, take a second to try and think how you'd feel if it was someone you loved. And just try and see how bad this is. And how just something as simple as not uploading that video would have been the respectful and right thing to do. Okay, I'm done. So, I'll speak to you again soon. Sorry this was so long. I had a lot to say. And, I've said it now at least. So goodbye for now.